All right, let's get started. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining today's webinar. My name is Luzanne Lottering. I'm the marketing manager here at Cardiolog Analytics. So I will go ahead and kick things off. Today's webinar is on monitoring and improving productivity during the coronavirus crisis when most people are working remotely. So this webinar is being recorded. If you want to share this with a colleague, we'll send an email with the recording in the next day or two. And of course, if you have any questions, please send them through the questions box within the GoToWebinar panel, and we will leave some time towards the end for Q&A. You can also connect with us on Twitter with the Twitter handle @Cardiolog, or contact us at info@inclock.com. In regards to the agenda for today's webinar, we'll start out with a very short introduction. We will talk a bit about Cardiolog Analytics and who we are, and then I will jump straight into today's topic, discussing how organizations can track or monitor employees' productivity in different Office 365 environments. I will also talk about how Cardiolog Engage can quickly, easily, and effectively inform employees around not only work, but also things such as personal travel protocols, remote working, supplier and customer interactions, and so forth. Then I will go over to our tools and I will walk you through how you can use Cardiolog Analytics and Cardiolog Engage to maintain productivity and collaboration in spite of the upheaval to this normal business activity that we are used to. And then at the end, we'll take some Q&A. So please feel free to share your questions throughout the course of the presentation today. So let's begin with a brief introduction. Cardiolog Analytics has been around for about 15 years now, since 2005, and we are based out of Boston. And over the past 15 years, we've been focused on analytics and engagement designed for SharePoint, Teams, and Office 365. Our flagship solution is Cardiolog Analytics, and it's built specifically for internal platforms, including all versions of SharePoint from 2010 up to 2019, as well as SharePoint Online, Microsoft Teams, also now OneDrive, Exchange, and Yammer. Our solution is, just so you know, available both on-prem and as a SaaS version based on Power BI. So our goal is to help our customers constantly improve Office 365 based on how it's being used. So there are 4 pillars that we talk to our customers about. The first is monitor, which is tracking the usage within SharePoint and Teams and OneDrive and Exchange. And the second is engaging users, asking them what their needs are, what their pain points are, and what is not working for them. And then the next pillar is to enhance. We want to make sure that we are constantly improving SharePoint and Teams and so on based on those 2 pillars. So the idea is to have actionable metrics, which will allow us to constantly make Office 365 platforms better for our users. And then finally, the last pillar is securing Office 365 by enforcing permissions and access, identifying breaches of information, and securing confidential data. So, to get to our topic today, the coronavirus is still rapidly continuing to spread across the world and has left organizations around the world scrambling to protect their businesses, but also the welfare of their workers. So as part of these contingency plans, employees are working remotely, and it is up to organizations to ensure that these employees have ongoing productivity. So now is really the time to take action and make sure that your organization can track employees' productivity and improve communication and engagement levels in order to assure that employee productivity is at its best in spite of working remotely. It is really now more than ever mission critical to understand what's going on within your SharePoint portal and Office 365 environments. Organizations need to be able to measure the effectiveness of their business, and we at Cardiolog Analytics can monitor Office 365 services such as Teams, OneDrive, Yammer, and to understand the activity within those environments. Also, due to the global increase in Microsoft Teams users, it's incredibly important to understand Teams usage now. Teams usage, trends, as well as insights, and help employees become more productive while using it. And apart from monitoring activity and usage, employee communication strategies also need to be in place and should be multifaceted, using many different communication channels with the ability to target specific communications for specific audiences and measure impact and outcomes. So excellent communications means that business could still continue uninterrupted across the globe. So this is a time when the value of effective employee communication and the technology that enables it, such as Cardiolog Engage, comes into its own. Not only must internal communication teams ensure they keep employees fully informed and answer their questions, it's also incredibly important to be able to target and message the right people at the right time in order to drive productivity based on the insights that analytics provide. And that's regardless of their location and their communication devices. So with Cardiolog Engage, you can help your organization stay well informed and guarantee your efficiency and productivity during the coronavirus outbreak. So let's hop into a demo so I can show you Cardiolog Analytics and Cardiolog Engage in action. So there are going to be two parts of this demo that I will be showing you today. First will be the data and insights that Cardiolog can provide. And second will be, what do we do with that data? How do we leverage that data to take action in those departments or those teams where we see activity is lower? We'll start here with the analytics part. Here you can see the SharePoint tree structure where I can track as many environments as I like. We can track both online as well as on-prem. In this overview dashboard, I'm showing data about content, about adoption, about search. So let's look at adoption. Here, I'm showing data by departments, and this is how you know who is not very active. So you can then target them in order to improve their adoption rates and drive them to be more productive. If we look under content, we can first see the most active or the most popular content based on these page view numbers. So say, for example, we launched a new HR site or we posted a new page with important updates, we can see here if people are taking advantage of that content. And once we know this, we launch a campaign and we make sure that people are aware of that new site or that content. But I can also flip that around. And now I'm showing all the inactive content. So the content not being used often, or if I scroll further down, not at all. And whether it's sites or documents or pages or more. So all the unused content. And again, now I know about it. So now I'm empowered to take action and make the improvements needed. In terms of Office 365, I would like to show you a couple of our dashboards as well. If we look here at Office 365 adoption, here you can see in each of these platforms the percentage of active versus inactive users. If I hop into consumption, you can see in each of these platforms or environments how it's being consumed in terms of messages, in terms of files, in terms of where most of our meetings are being held, what's being used mostly for storage. And you can also track that over time. So if you see that certain users are not as active in certain platforms and you want to change the user behavior, you can use Cardiolog Engage, and then over a period of time, you can track if it has indeed improved the productivity and the activity within those platforms. If you hop into one more dashboard here, in terms of engagement, this is really neat because here you can track users' engagement once again over time in all of these different Office 365 environments. You can see which environments are being used mostly to view articles, to read documents, where most comments and replies are, which platforms people are using the most, or in which platforms there are the most likes, and where they are sharing the most content, to really give a good indication of what the activity in terms of Office 365 translates to. Let's also hop into a couple of dashboards for Teams to see similar data on how active users are in Teams. So if we start here with the team overview, we can see all of our current teams. But say, for instance, I want to see data for a specific team, let's say the management team. You can see that immediately the data is only reflecting the management team. I can also filter that by specific channel within the management team. Let's go ahead and just select this one. And you can also see the active users and what activity types it is. So are they active because they're sending channel messages? Are they active because they're chatting? Are they active because they are making calls? Or are they actually having meetings in Teams? If we hop onto the next dashboard here, Teams activity, this is really neat because, like I said, here you can see Teams activity. So you can see which teams are more active. And you can filter that by the number of members, channels, messages, really any data that you're curious about to see which teams are more active, or if I scroll down, which teams are a little bit inactive, and they are the ones that you want to encourage a bit more and send updates and reminders and make them aware that they have access to Teams and that they can be productive and collaborative. If we hop into channel overview, again, you can first of all choose which team you want to report on, which channel you want to report on. And in that channel, you can see which users are most active based on the following. So we can also see here who our top users are. And this information is really neat. And it's once again based on how many threads they've started, how many messages, how many replies. But then if I scroll down, and this is what's really neat, I can see who those less active users are. And these are the users I want to reach out to in order to get them to be more productive and collaborative in the platform. So with all this data, you can, for example, if a user hasn't been very active in the last few days, you want to obviously intervene and drive the activity or the user behavior that you want. And that is where Cardiolog Engage comes in. So the point here is to further engage the end users, and everything here in Cardiolog Engage is based on the information captured by Cardiolog Analytics. We have all sorts of information on each user, from which department they are in, to which office they are from, their usage habits, what sites they visited, and we can use this powerful information to send messages to the right user at the right time. Say, for example, I have seen in the data that there are users who belong to, let's say, teams, and they are in a specific team. I want to reach out to all the users in this specific team because I've seen in the data that they are not as active in teams. And I want them to also be productive and more collaborative in the Teams platform. Also, I can use this to send details about things such as wages and hours for working from home, to all the different incentives. I can send you a reminder about a file that has to be checked out if I've noticed that everyone in this team, for example, hasn't, or most people in this team haven't actually checked out a certain file. That's very important. So I don't want to bombard everyone with this message. I just want to send a message to users who belong to a specific team or a specific department. So it's all about sending the right message to the right user. Which channels am I going to use? So since everyone is working from home, a quick text message might be very effective. You can send updates about business continuity for smooth business operations in the event of various emergency scenarios. Maybe they're very active in SharePoint, then I can maybe send them a quick message in SharePoint that will be a pop-up, and I can send them information about this new HR site that we mentioned earlier. Maybe I can send them right within the Teams platform, I can send them a link to an important file I need them to go and collaborate on. In terms of the message, say, for example, we want to send them general updates such as one of our top contributors in Teams will host a quick session explaining some how-tos on using Teams for those users who we've noticed are not as active and productive in Teams. Maybe they don't know how. So we want to train them by maybe hosting a quick session such as this. So I want to send them this message as a reminder. Maybe I even want to send them a message, a general update like, we want you to know that we are doing everything we can to both protect workers and visitors and minimize the risk of disruption to our business. So it's really important that companies need to meet daily and closely monitor the rapidly evolving situation, and very importantly, to keep employees up to speed. So when will this message be sent? Either immediately, it can be scheduled to be sent at a specific date or time, or you can trigger it based on the user's behavior. So maybe when they are scrolling down a specific page or viewing a specific page, then you know that they are focused, they are engaged, and what better time would there be to send this message to the right users at the right time in order to drive the activity in these different Office 365 platforms. So let me get back to my slides. So please do send any questions that you may have in the GoToWebinar questions box. Let me quickly check here if there's anything. I see one question came through. Do you have a trial? So this question is from Quinton. So Quinton, yes, we do have a trial. We have a free trial as well as proof of concept for people who want a longer evaluation or to try more environments and features versus the free limited trial. But we can definitely share more information about what's included in each if you wish to. I also have a question here from Brad. Brad wants to know if these solutions are available for purchase in app stores. Yes, Brad, thanks for that question. Both of these solutions, the analytics and the engagement solutions, are available in app stores. I see another question here from Robert. Robert says, obviously time is of the essence, so does it take a lot of time to deploy? That's a really good question and a very valid question, Robert. So what's really neat about this tool is it's designed for Microsoft. So there's no need for customization if you want to deploy. So with our setup wizard, you can get up and running within, I'd say, an hour or so, and already start launching campaigns and tracking usage and tracking activity in order to get your organization as productive as possible, as quick as possible, not to lose any business in this very strange time that we are all dealing with. And then just one thing from me regarding the licensing. So the licensing for both of these is a yearly subscription based on the number of users. No other questions are coming through. You can always send them to us afterwards. You have our details now. So I will then wrap up today's session. As a reminder, we have recorded this webinar and we'll be sending out a recording very soon for you to share with your colleagues who are maybe unable to attend. And we invite you to visit us at cardiologanalytics.com or email info@intlock.com to book a free demo or a trial. And you can always tweet us at Cardiolog. And for more information and helpful tips, you can check out our blog at blog.intlock.com. For more information, you can contact us at info@intlock.com. So a huge thank you to everyone who joined us today and also everyone who sent in their questions. Please stay positive, stay productive, and most importantly, stay safe and healthy. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.